So anyways, you create your tag using the HTML format, which once you learn, it's a pretty easy thing to learn because there's not that much to it. But I got some special things in here that makes the style part of the HTML much smaller. So you can say resize and move to, and then give it 4 numbers instead of saying left 1 number, right or top another number, width another number. That string can be quite long. Anyways, inside here would be your JavaScript. Normally in HTML you can just put the word chat, like that or whatever, and then it would say the word chat on it, on the button. But I got it set up so that inside here is the JavaScript, but it's starting inside the newly created tag. So everything in here is if it's like connecting the 2 different spots. You get a reference to this value or this new tag, and you can set the inner HTML. You'll have to know that. I mean, that's the built-in JavaScript command for setting the value of the HTML tag. So in this case, I'm creating a chat tag or a chat button. See, it's a button. Some style, the menu template I created earlier, just so that every button has the yellow and a border and black. And then resize. Then you got 4 coordinates: your left, your top, your width, and your height. So it's all these things. Like, so this is the chat button. So its left is 45, so it's 45 from the top, 550, and these are rated in pixels, so that way if you know your resolution you can make sense of it. So there's like, in a 1080p it's like 2000 by 1000, so you can't really talk about 10,000 or anything like that, it'll be off your screen. So here, I'll change the left. See, and then the chat button moves over. The on click is a JavaScript function, means what happens when you click on it. And all it does is run this function that just returns whatever the inner HTML value is. Anyways, that's all you need to know to create stuff. This here, you have options of all the HTML tags, or you could use
Is there a list of them?
yeah, you can look at them online. See, the button tag automatically has this push button effect. You don't need, it doesn't need to be a button. It could be, div is just short for generic. So see, this one's not a button like these ones. So it's not centered, it doesn't have that weird border thing around it, it doesn't click, but it still acts and functions the same. You can give it a center, which is like a blank HTML tag, except for everything in it is centered. That's a common one. They should have a one that's for right. So all the different HTML tags are fairly similar to themselves. They just have a few different startup properties or their default properties. So you never really have to know the HTML tags. You can always just create your own from a div.
Should we record your screen? Video?
Yeah, it is.
What is it? I don't see your icon. Oh, it's
Yeah.
What are you gonna call your show?
Hello world, I guess.
That's what I call the folder.
So you can make a HTML tag like this. Put the end tag feature right in the, so it's kind of like doing like that, and then you don't have to have the end tag there at all. So you still got the, or you take that out. You can go like that, which is the HTML way, or you can just go like that to indicate that's the end of the current tag,
Right.
which is my way because it's kind of a little redundant. But if you wanted to start with a layer, nothing in it, that's pretty much the format. Give it a name. Later on you won't need it. I mean, it's kind of optional. It's just if The set interval just means run this function every 200 milliseconds. So it's just kind of like a, yeah. So anyways, by calling it ID up here, later on in some other function you can call it or access that layer by its name. Use .dom. Then after that you have the object to the. Anyways, I'm just moving it 2 pixels over every 200 milliseconds. But if you didn't have the name, you'd have a hard time because you'd have to remember. Maybe you can use the number in which it was created, like it's after something. You know, if you knew of some other object that was created right before it, you can start by accessing that one and then say go to the next sibling. But that's why you give names, so you can access that thing later. Like I can use this, and I'll be moving this thing over. So this is a common built-in JavaScript function for animations.